All right, let's go ahead and begin going over some math facts. So
7 plus 8 equals 15, 15, 15. 7 plus 6 equals 13, 13, 13. 9 plus 5 equals 14, 14, 14. 9 plus 7 equals 16, 16, 16. 2 plus 8 equals 10, 10, 10. 10 plus 7 equals 15, 15, 15.
17, 17, 17. 10 plus 6 equals 16.
16.
9 plus 4 equals
13, 13. 10 plus 4 equals 14, 14, 14. 5 plus 9 equals 14, 14, 14. 13, 13, 13.
No, 14 was right. 6 plus 5 equals
11, 11, 11.
3 plus 8 equals
9, 9, 9.
11, 11. 3 plus 8 equals 11, 11, 11. 3 plus 10 equals
13, 13, 13.
8 plus 9 equals 17, 17, 17. 2 plus 5 equals
7, 7, 7, 7.
8 plus 10 equals
18, 18, 18.
4 plus 7 equals
11, 11, 11.
9 plus 3 equals
12, 12, 12.
3 plus 2 equals
5, 5, 5.
10 plus 2 equals
12, 12, 12.
4 plus 2 equals
6, 6, 6. It's showing the answer.
Got the answer, sorry. 2 plus 4 equals 6, 6, 6. 4 plus 5 equals
9, 9, 9.
6 plus 6 equals
12, 12, 12.
5 plus 3 equals
8, 8, 8.
9 plus 1 equals
10, 10, 10.
Alright, and we'll stop there. Good. So on Friday you did some new facts. Well, they were kind of new. We had kind of already did them, but just make sure you're practicing your math facts. You will start to see those 100 facts on your assessment. So just be prepared for that, okay? Alright, so let's go over a couple of things before we get into our lesson on today. So I have October 12th, 2017. That is our digital date. Our date. I want to turn it into the digital date. Digital date means only numbers. Digit means numbers. So October 7th, 12th, 2017. How do I make this into a digital date? What would I say?
Put 10.
10 because October is the 10th month.
9. 12.
12, the day.
And 17.
And the last two numbers of the year, 17. 10, 12, 17. All right, adding 10 to a number, this should be pretty easy because it's just like counting by tens. So that means the number will be 10 away. So 60 plus 10 will equal to 70. 32 plus 10 will equal to, Brian? 32 plus 10. It's like counting by tens with 32. With threes, with twos. And you're in 30. So 2, 12, 22, 32. 42. 10 more will be 42. Next, 15 plus 10. Amina?
25.
25. Good. Okay? Not the number line. That's what we're learning today.
What is a number? I don't know that.
All right, let's look at these shapes to discover our fractions. So I have a circle here that's divided into fourths, and I have one piece shaded. Could someone tell me what my fraction would say to show how much is shaded in this shape? What should the fraction say?
1
out
of 3.
1 out of how many pieces total?
4.
4 is how many total? 1, 2, 3, 4. So one piece is shaded. Your top number is the numerator. How many are shaded? Line out of bottom number denominator is how many total. Next one, what would the fraction be for this shape here?
4 out of 6.
4 out of that means 4 pieces are shaded out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total. 4, 6. So remember, your top number is always how many pieces are shaded. Your bottom is the total number, okay? So you have to look at the shape to determine what the fraction will be, okay? And last week we learned how to add double-digit numbers, meaning numbers that are 2 numbers, and then we eventually get to triple. Next week we'll actually move on to carrying over. So we'll use this week to practice and getting the steps down so that we are prepared to start to carry over on next week. So 65 cents plus 32 cents. Where do I start adding?
In the back.
In the back. And I go from, how do I add the numbers?
Back. Top to bottom.
Top to bottom. So I start with the back 2, top 5 plus 2. Bring it down. It equals?
7.
7. So where do I go from the back?
To the front.
To the front. And I'm adding?
6 plus 3.
6 plus 3.
And 6 plus 3 equals...
6 plus 3 equals?
9.
9. Good. Now, okay, so 97. Now, remember, whenever you are adding money, make sure to always put that cent sign. Don't forget it on the test. You'll lose points if it's not there. So when it's adding money like this, make sure to bring it down with the answer. Okay, next I have 17 plus 81. Walk us through it, Amina. How am I adding?
So you start with 7 plus 1.
7 plus 1 equals?
8.
Good. Okay, and then?
And 8 plus 1 equals 9.
1 plus 8 equals? And what am I missing?
A cent sign.
Cent sign, 98 cents. Next, I have 44 cents plus 20 cents. How am I adding this one, Brian?
4 plus 0.
4 plus 0 equals?
4.
4. Then what's next?
4 plus 2.
Equals?
6.
6. What am I missing?
A cent sign.
Good. Cent. I'm adding money. 64 cents. So remember, whenever we are adding double-digit numbers, we always start in the back, and we go from top to bottom. So 7 plus 1, 8. Bring it down. 1 plus 8, 9. So next week, when we move on to carrying over, you'll have to remember these steps so that you can carry over. Because if you start front, it'll be hard to try to figure the answer out that way. So always start in the back. Work your way towards the front. No matter if that's 2 numbers you're adding, 3 numbers, 4 numbers. Always start with the back, work your way towards the front, okay? All right, so the next part of our lesson, we are going to learn about today what's called a number line. So you need your ruler because you're going to create your own, as I do have it up here, but we're going to walk through it together. So you need your ruler so that you can get it perfectly, okay? Okay, so once you have your ruler, I will need you to have a paper. It's best if it's on blank paper. If you don't have blank paper, that's okay. You can use loose leaf paper or construction paper if you have that as well. So we are going to create our own number line just like this before I get into the lesson. So the first thing I want you to do is you need to have your paper horizontal, not vertical, horizontal, okay? And your ruler will also need to go down horizontally as well. So you're going to draw a line. So please have the inches side up so that you do it right. So you're going to have to put your ruler on your paper just like this. So I want you to start at 2. 2 inches, that's what I mean. So start the line from, okay, well, you know what, it's fine. Just go ahead and draw a line across your paper. Trace a line across your paper. Make sure you hold your ruler. So in order to draw your line, whatever hand you don't write with, hold your ruler down. And your hand that you do write with is drawing the line across. Okay?
Wait, down and up.
No, just horizontally like this. Okay. Draw the line like this across your paper. Just like this. Okay, so you'll put your ruler down. Huh? Yeah. Put your ruler down on the paper just like this. And then draw a line across like that.
Like this one?
Yes, hold your ruler down tight so that it doesn't wiggle and then the line won't be straight. It's important that your line is very straight. So whatever hand you don't write with is going to hold your ruler down. Hold it tight and start right here and go across. Just straight across.
Mine is wiggle.
That's good. That's good overall. Okay, so draw a line straight across. Okay, and when you draw your line straight across, it'll look just like mine. Don't do anything else. Don't do all this part yet. But just draw your line straight across.
Look.
Good.
Looks like.
That's my Yeah, actually that is true.
Oh. Miss Flutes, I'm taking my time.
Okay.
I took my time.
Okay, so once you have your line drawn across the paper, now we can start to fill in what's called a number line. So a number line is what the name of it is. It's a line that has numbers on it. We're going to use the number line to mark points on the number line. So I'll explain what points is once we start to fill it in. So the first thing I want you to do is on the ends of your number line, put these arrows just like I have, just like this. At the end of your number line, put these arrows like that.
Well, mine, never mind. I got it.
Okay, make sure they look good. The arrows.
I can't really do it. Like this, Miss Fluten? Because it's
Yeah.
at the end.
Yes, it is.
Oh, so I'm gonna make a drawing.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh.
Okay, so we have our arrows on the end of our number line. These arrows on the number line are very important. They let us know that the numbers keep on going. So if I was counting and I wanted to keep going, this arrow tells us that there's more numbers. If I wanted to keep counting going this way, this arrow lets us know that there are more numbers going that way as well. But whenever you do a number line, when you want to focus on a certain section of numbers, they will just be inside of the arrows. So today we're going to focus on 1 through 10, okay? So now let's make our lines like this. So we have these hooks that hang off the number line because that's showing where the numbers are located. So you need to do 10 of them. Now you're going to have to put some good space between them so that you can space it out all the way to the end. If you put them too close, you're going to have way too much space on the end. So you put one, skip a little bit of space, put a second line, keep going all the way until you get to 10 lines. See how mine match perfectly? What you could do that will make it easier is start one here, then do one here, then 3, 4, and see that? 6, 7, 8. And then once you do that, you'll have your 10. So you can start on one end, then go to the other end. Start on the other end and keep going. Put some good space between them. You have a lot of space on that paper, so you'll be able to fill in. Probably bigger than that. Like you need to get 10 lines. A little bigger. Y'all can do a lot bigger space because of the size of the paper.
Oh, okay. I was afraid that I might take up too much space.
Yeah. Now, not like extremely big, but like it can have some space between.
Is this?
That's better, yeah. That might be better. So probably so you see this is 1. So probably do 2 about there. And then all of them should have that big gap like that.
Like 6 spaces away?
I'm not counting. Just make sure you have 10. Just make sure you have 10. Okay? So 10 across. Okay, so once you have your 10 lines, so I'm just showing you an example of one of the students. They have their line with their 10. So now we will start to fill in our number line. Let's go ahead and number it. So we're starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So you should have all the way to number 10. So our number line here is from 1 through 10. Okay, should go all the way to 10. No, nothing higher than 10. 1 through 10.
This. Got it? It should. I don't read it. Don't read it.
Okay, once you have your number line filled in to 10. Put the numbers underneath. Okay, well. Okay, it's really small. Yes, and make sure the numbers are always underneath. Okay? Alright, so now we will start to mark points on our number line, okay? So the first number I want to put a point at is 0.4. So simply all that means is I need to find 4 on the number line, and we mark a point by putting a dot at the top, okay? This is going to be point A. So I'll put a point, a dot at the top, and then I'll put an A above it to show that number 4 is point A. So do that. Ooh. I am marking a point on my number line now, and this is point 4, so it has to be point A at number 4.
Oh, I got it. Me too. I got it. It looks real. It's a very tiny dot. No, it's a big dot.
Just make sure you put an A to show that that's point A on number 4. Next, I want to mark point B on number 2. So I go to 2, I put a dot, and I put B. This is point B marked at point 2. Number 2, I'm sorry. Point B at number 2.
This sounds easy. Okay, next one is C.
Next, I want to mark point C at number 6. So I go to 6, I put a dot above 6, and I put the letter C to show that point C is at number 6.
It has to be a big dot, Miss Susan.
Well, I mean, good enough to where you can see that you're you're marking it. It doesn't have to be as big as A, but like just a good size.
Is it all the even numbers?
Okay, D. I want to mark point D at number 1. So I go to 1, put a dot, and put a D. I'm marking point D on line 1. Number line 1.
Oh. Looks like it's all the way pattern.
Next, I have point E. I want to mark point E at number 5. So I go to 5, put a dot, and mark in E.
Yay, my name, E. Mine is B. Mine is K, but K is not here yet. I know. A is only
okay, so next we're going to do F, but F will be a little different. I want to mark point F, but when I mark point F, I want to mark it at 1.5. How will I show? Does anybody know? I'm going to explain, but where would 1.5 be? Because I have whole numbers. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't have any half numbers on my number line. So where could I put 1.5 so that I can mark point F? Where would I put 1.5? Amina?
Between 1 and 2.
Between 1 and 2. Every number that's in between is a half. So this is a new point. So let's go ahead and put it here and put 1.5. Then we're going to mark point F.
It's like I didn't know it, but
so we have 1, 1.5, then 2, then it will be 2.5, 3, 3.5, and so on and so forth. So anytime a number falls in between 2 whole numbers, it's called a half number. So that's 1.5. It's not quite 2, but it's 1.5 of 1, not 2 just
There's
yet.
11 lines.
Okay, next let's mark point G. I want to mark it at 6.5. So where would 6.5 be? Where would I need to create 6.5?
Between 6 and 7.
Between 6 and 7. So let's go here. Let's go ahead and make a new point, 6.5. And then we're going to mark it as point F. Sorry, G.
Got it. This looks easy. So we have to write it?
Yeah.
Like 6.5.
Yes.
Wait a minute. Whoopsie. So it's a 1 and a 6. Whoopsie.
Okay, so this is what a number line looks like. So we do have a page in our book on lesson worksheet 56 that you can complete. It's the same thing just like this, marking the points. I'm not sure if you did it already, but if not, it's the same exact thing as the marking the points here, okay? So this is called a number line. It's a line that has numbers on it. And what we're doing is marking the points on the number line, okay? All right, so that is our main lesson for math today. You do have lesson worksheet 56, which has the number line, but you have your facts and your work page as well.